Well, let's have a little look at the record then, please, Rafa. Bundesliga has been very, very tough this season. We look at the record and 6.7 units of profit. Now, it was only a couple of weeks ago that we were struggling around the 2.06 average price. That's what I love to see because that's proper value. And their individuals, please, Rafa. We've got Alex. Bang, there you go.
Yeah.
No red, no profit. That means no losses. And Radek 6.7, doing great, Radek. And it's all down to the old Radek special, I fancy. Listen, let's crack straight on then, gentlemen. I'm going to come to you, Radek, first. Then it's Freiburg 2.98, the draw 3.4, and Wolfsburg at 2.55.
Yes, great, Alex. Now let's start the season for you as well. And in this game, I lean on Wolfsburg because I think Freiburg just won one of the last 4 games, and yeah, we have a very good defense team at home. Freiburg is the best defense team at home with only 6 goals conceded. But Wolfsburg is the best overall defense team with only 13 goals conceded. And I can't see Wolfsburg not pointing here. So I'm going with the Asian handicap 0 on Wolfsburg with an odds of 1.8. And I think this is very good. And I even expect a Wolfsburg win here, but I want to be on the Asian handicap 0 to be aware of the draw.
Okay, Radek, so that's Wolfsburg, draw no bet at 1.8.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, Alex, well done, by the way, for getting out of the red and back into where you like, your little launch pad. Okay, Augsburg 2.3, draw 3.5, Mainz 3.1. And you look very bright today.
Yeah, bright. White a little bit. I have some issues with my skin color. Sometimes it's more black, but it's because of the light. It's not because it's because of the light. I was about to go 4-0 last week, but I had 1 goal waiting on that Bayern game. Absolutely devastated by it. I had Bayern versus Leverkusen over 3.5 and they lost 1-2. I had Dortmund as my banker. Boy, I was sweating on that one. 2-0 in the first half. Conceded a goal from a deflection. After that, Hummels decided to be red carded before the end of the first half. And what to see? They won 2-1. I think that you're right. I think that they're playing better in 10 without Hummels, you know. This is the funny thing.
It's funny you say that, Alex, because obviously that was my job, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sometimes he's playing good, sometimes he's playing bad.
No, he's not played good all year.
This season he's the worst. I think that hopefully they will be without him for 2 rounds. So I can clearly bet on Dortmund from now on. Augsburg versus Mainz. Augsburg winning bet banker of the week for Radek. One of my 4 bets for me. Draw double chance on Augsburg. Absolutely a brilliant match. Also that Augsburg match. Mainz also let's say a good team. They're conceding a lot. This is what I like about them lately. And absolutely shockingly for me, they won 2-1 against Eintracht Frankfurt last week. On Monday it was that. But this time I'm going with the Alex Classic at 1.9. Both teams to score and over 2.5 goals in the match. It should be an easy winner, I believe. Because we are talking about 2 mid-table teams, I believe that they will go on all in. They are struggling big time at the back, so we should easily see them both scoring and over 2.5 goals in the match.
Yeah, and obviously Mainz, they love to counter-attack, and didn't they score 5 away from home just 2 weeks ago? So, yeah, we love that. I think that's an Alex classic. 1.9, I think you can lock that up, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to come back to that at the end of the show when I ask for your banker, Alex. OK, Radek, Dortmund, 1.33, draw 6, Dusseldorf, 10.
Yes, so I don't bet on Dortmund, and I hope Alex doesn't neither, because they're unpredictable, and they almost draw against Hertha BSC. 1 goal was not given, thanks to the video referee. But in this game, what I think is that there will be goals. So Düsseldorf can score. They scored 3 goals against Schalke. They scored 4 goals against Bayern. And these two are big teams, and Dortmund is a big team, wants to be a big team. And if they are a big team, they have to score against Düsseldorf in this game. Düsseldorf can also score in Dortmund. So I like over 3.5 goals for 2.1.
Wow, and that's just 3.5 goals in the game. I mean, wow, you're looking for an entertaining game there. Dortmund, can't trust them, don't want to know about them, but obviously now we're cheering on. I'd like to see Dusseldorf win 4-0, to be honest. And then you get over 3.5, and I just see someone else put their foot right into Dortmund. Alex, Mönchengladbach 5.55, the draw 4.8, and Bayern at 1.58. Can you trust Bayern?
Yeah, I think that you can trust Bayern. I think that the only thing that made them lose that game against Leverkusen, it was the inability to transform the huge opportunities into goals, because they clearly dominated all the match. 75% possession, 11 shots on goal, 23 goals opportunities. Only Bayern, not to say that also Leverkusen had some, but Leverkusen on the counter, on the break, bam, and that's it. You know, they have those great fast players like Leon Bailey, the fastest player in Bundesliga, and I'm talking about Leverkusen. This is how they beat Bayern Munich. Yeah, I can trust the Bayern Munich, and I'm going with Bayern Munich in this match. But for better value, I'm going Bayern Munich and over 2.5 goals in the match at 1.95, because I really think that Gladbach will help us to win this bet too, because I think that they will find the back of the net too. Gladbach first in the standings there. Of course, the difference is not big, as you mentioned at the beginning of this segment. Bundesliga is a tough league to predict this season, and thanks to Radek, we are in great profit, because 6.7 is a great profit given what happened so far this season. Gladbach first, again, they have the joint best defense. No, the second joint best defense in the league with 15 goals. But Bayern, with such a great attacking firepower, will dominate the game, and I think that they will win it. So Bayern and over 2.5 goals at 1.95.
Alex, what would you say to those people that want to say Mönchengladbach double chance? Because obviously they're at home, they're atop, they're doing really well. Bayern Munich are getting beat. I mean, one week they look like absolute world beaters. And remember, have we got Champions League coming up as well very soon?
Yeah, we have Champions League next week, but that shouldn't be a problem for Bayern, who are already qualified with maximum points after 5 matches. And they already know that they are first in the standings, even if they will lose the match against Mourinho next. I think that they are playing on Wednesday, if I remember correct. So I think that Bayern will try to close the gap on Gladbach right now. obviously also on Leipzig and on Schalke. Why not to overpass one of them, because Leverkusen are playing Schalke, so Schalke might have a bad step this round. Bayern are not happy with this fourth place, despite being just 4 points behind the leaders. So I think that that defeat against Leverkusen was a mistake, the third mistake of the season, let's say, because the biggest mistake was the 5-1 4 rounds ago against Eintracht Frankfurt. I think that they will do it. 2.55 is draw double chance on Munich. Gladbach wants to take it. I don't know, maybe plus 1.5 on the Asian handicap is good there at 1.61, but obviously the odds are too low for me in that case.
Okay, let's move on then, Radek. Werder Bremen 1.55, the draw 4.8, and Paderborn have 5.7.
Same here. I think there will be goals because Paderborn managed to score twice against Leipzig, and Leipzig is a better team than Bremen. And they scored 3 times against Dortmund, so why not score against Bremen? But on the other hand, I think Bremen has to win this home game. But yeah, Paderborn, one day they might win a game as well. And so good as the odds might say, is Bremen is not. Good English, I'm sorry for that. I just want to say that the odds are too low for Bremen here. And I won't bet on Paderborn, but I hope there will be goals over 3.5. For 1.9.
Okay, you want an entertaining weekend this weekend, Radek. There's no nil-nils in the Radek household, and there won't be a nil-nil if I'm right in this game, Alex. RB Leipzig 1.45, the draw 5.1, and Hoffenheim at 7.5.
Yeah, before I move to that match, I want to say that one of our friends from the live chat, Craig Stewart, is saying Radek is too scared to talk about Bayern this week after saying Lewandowski is better than Gerd Müller last week.
Karl-Heinz Rummenigge.
I can talk about that. Yeah, Lewandowski had one bad game, and I think he had a header on the goal post. So yeah, it was just bad luck that he didn't score here, and Leverkusen doesn't know how they won this game, and that's why I think Alex bet on Bayern is good, and I won't bet on a double chance Gladbach here because they are way too high in the standings as they belong to.
Okay, well, get us going with RB Leipzig, please, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. RB Leipzig on fire right now across all competitions. They already qualified in the knockout stages of the Champions League, but I think that they weren't tested so far in Champions League because their group was, let's say, one of the easiest group for a good team with Zenit, Lyon, and Benfica there. Also second in Bundesliga, 4 matches won in a row. We did good to stay away from Hoffenheim last week because we burned ourselves 2 weeks ago when Hoffenheim lost to Mainz, conceding 5 goals, 4 of them with 1 man extra with Hoffenheim. So it's time to go against Hoffenheim to remain with this RB Leipzig train. The better side between the two at home also. I'm not saying that Hoffenheim might not contribute on the scoreboard because I think they will. So I'm going RB Leipzig and over 2.5 goals in the match at 1.91. And let's see some action in Bundesliga because most of our bets are saying goals this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that our last one's going to be goals, though, because we've got Bayer Leverkusen at 1.92, draw 3.9, and Schalke 4.2. This Schalke side, I cannot get right. I think they're workmanlike, and they're not good enough, and they won't be good enough come the end of the season.
Yeah, they surprisingly are third right now with 25 points. Very, very good. Just 2 matches lost. This is my banker of the week, and it's the over 2.5 goals. And I really don't understand the price at 1.75. I think that Leverkusen are going with the first chance because they, let's say, they bounced back after after a bad period of time. But I really think that Schalke might get something out of this match, to be honest. You know that I love Leverkusen and I love their team. But let's say a draw double chance for Schalke at 1.97. I think that represents value. But I will stay away of this. I will just go for goals. Banker of the week, one of my bankers in Bundesliga, because I have two in Serie A, you will see. Over 2.5 goals in Leverkusen Schalke, over at 1.75.
And that's your banker in Bundesliga?
Yes, banker in Bundesliga.
Thank you very much. Radek, give me your banker, please.
Yeah, it was my first bet on Wolfsburg Asian Handicap 0 or drawn or bet on Wolfsburg. I can't see them not pointing in Freiburg this weekend.
Well, good luck, gentlemen. And that minefield, I fancy you have got clear path ahead of you. I think the worst is behind you. Alex will now go into the black, and we'll have Radek just keep on adding up them units.